Hey guys, Ernie here. Welcome to the Paleo Hiker MD channel, and today we're going to be doing a gear review. I got a package in the mail, and I was contacted by the manufacturer of these dry bags to see if I would be interested in reviewing their dry bags. These are available on Amazon.com. There'll be a link down at the bottom. I have not opened them yet. I actually got them in the mail probably like 6 weeks ago, to be honest with you guys. And I haven't opened them because I just haven't had time. But let's sit down today. We're going to open these and we're going to figure out what kind of a test we can put them through to see how dry these dry bags really are. So stay tuned. Let's check that out here on Paleo Hiker MD. All right, so let's open this thing up. You know, full disclaimer, this company definitely gave me these to try out, and told them I would give them an honest, unbiased review. So I really don't know what we got in here. So it's called the Camping Trail. That's the company that put these out. And in here we've got, looks like red. It's a very nice color. We've got a larger red bag. Looks like it's a 20-liter bag. It's pretty darn big. Not gonna lie, it's pretty nice. A nice closure up top. It's very nice too. It's got a see-through opening here so you can see what's inside. And we also have a smaller 5-liter bag. So I'll tell you one thing I think is pretty cool. You know, a lot of times when you're carrying these dry bags, they can get kind of heavy. So they did give you a strap here that you can strap. We're going to use this strap to test these dry bags. I'm sitting here in front of my pond and a whole bunch of bluegill. So what I'm going to do is find some stuff to put in these bags. Probably some clothes. To me, if I'm going to use a dry bag, and of course, you know, there's the classic use of a dry bag where you take stuff on a kayak or canoe, a boating trip, whatever it might be. I certainly like dry bags as well, just for backpacking. You can keep stuff in these dry bags that keep your stuff dry. Importantly, I think your down. If you can keep your down sleeping bags, or you know, in my case with my hammock, my top and bottom quilt, if I can keep them inside of a real waterproof bag, that makes a huge, huge difference. These have a air inlet and out, so I imagine if we put the clothes in there, whatever it might be, and we squeeze it down, we can probably squeeze as much air out of it as we can and really get this as tight as possible. And then the next thing I'm going to do is try to find some kind of cordage. I don't know what I have out here. Some kind of cordage. I know where I have some paracord, at least in my car. And we're just going to throw these out. We're going to throw these out into the water. We're going to let them, we'll tie them up to a tree, and we're just going to let them sit in the water overnight. They're going to sit there at least probably 16 hours, and then we're going to come back tomorrow. And what is this simulating? I could sit here and do all kinds of simulation with you guys. I could sit here and spray them with a power washer. I could dunk them underneath and make it is almost impossible, guys, to make something that is absolute 100% without question, no fail waterproof. If you expect absolute no fail waterproof, it's going to be difficult, especially if it's put in really specific conditions. So my thought is, what if you're in your tent, it rains and water gets in your tent, and you have stuff on the ground, and whatever equipment you have happens to be sitting in the water without you knowing it. It's rained, there's a little puddle of water in your tent, and your stuff sits in it. That could ruin a lot of stuff. If it's in a dry bag, it would obviously, should stop it from getting messed up. The other thing is, of course, if you do flip over when you're kayaking or canoeing, this is the kind of bag that should keep your stuff dry. So let me go collect some stuff to put inside of here. I'm going to find some paracord. We're going to throw it out there, and we'll see what we get. Y'all think these fish know I'm here? They want some food. Okay, so let's start quickly looking at these things, guys. The smaller one, 5 liter, doesn't have a valve at the bottom, but it's very well made. It feels very well made to me, at least. Seems to be welded together, you know, heat welded. Seems to be very good. So what we're gonna do is paper towels. I mean, that should stay, we need that to stay dry, right? So it said to loop this, you know, to wrap this at least 3 or 4 times. So 1, 2, 3. That's about as far as we can go with our paper towels. This other one, hopefully we can go a little bit farther with it. So we're going to do the same thing. This is nothing scientific, but if anything is going to gather moisture, it's going to be paper. So we'll put that right in there. We'll wrap this one even more. So we have these two tied together now. And like I said, there's a lot of different things we could do. I just think a very straightforward test is just sitting in the water. I mean, just sitting in the water. It's not going to have a lot of current here, but it's definitely going to be exposed to consistent moisture for 14 to 16 hours. So let me set this up. We're going to throw it out. So it is, y'all can see, 5:25, May 23rd. We're going to leave these out here, come back in the morning, check them out, and see if these dry bags are dry. Alright guys, so it's the next morning. I'll show you guys my phone here in a second. Coming out, let's see what we got here with our dry bags. So there they are. A lot of condensation on the top of them. Just so everybody knows where we're at here. See, it's 9 o'clock on the 24th, which is the next day. So I'm going to pull this out, set the camera up, and let's see what we got. Alright guys, so let's check this out. Preliminarily, everything looks dry, but we must look inside to see. We're going to start with the small one. And this side of the paper towel is damp. It's not soaked by any means, but it is damp. And this side is very mildly damp. The second one, which is the big one, which we did have much better seal on, is about the same. I mean, there are huge portions of this bag, that are completely dry, but there are areas that are wet. And if you look inside, there is some condensation and there's some water. So guys, was this a failure? We certainly got water on the paper towels. Both bags had water on the paper towels. I'll tell you this though, there wasn't a lot of water. And to me, a dry bag has a simple job. It's to save your equipment. The amount of water that got on this stuff would not have ruined just about anything. Now, they say very clearly in the instructions, these bags are not for use with electronics. I think it's really hard to put any electronics into something like this and not include inside something to take the moisture out of the air inside the bag, and expect your electronics to survive. So they're very clear in their claims. They say this will help keep things dry, not to use electronics. They said to close them very well. Sorry, I got bugs flying around here. It's Louisiana. That bug just flew on there. Their claims are pretty much, I think, reasonable to me. Again, I don't know if the water inside of the bags was from condensation or from leakage. Honestly, I have a tendency to believe it's probably a little bit of both. But I think condensation played a pretty big role in this test. So would I buy these bags? I would. I mean, they're very well made. They did their job from the standpoint of realistic expectations. Maybe it sounds crazy, but I don't expect a dry bag to keep things absolutely dry. I don't think in our environment that's even a possibility. They kept the paper towels relatively dry, and all they got was damp, basically. And it's almost impossible not to get dampness here in Louisiana. There are different designs that you can use. They're bulkier and heavier. If you're looking for something that's going to keep your down bags dry, maybe this isn't the best bet, I guess. I don't know, I'd have to do more testing on that. If you're looking for bags that are pretty inexpensive, and I'll put the price down below for these 2 bags that are well made, looking for something that's like a backup, something that's really gonna help you keep your stuff dry under most circumstances. I think these bags are pretty reasonable. Are they perfect? They're not perfect. But again, I guess it's more along the lines of expectations. For the price that you're paying, I think these bags worked acceptably, in my opinion. Everybody's gonna have different opinions. Some people might look at this test and say it was a total failure. I don't think that. Again, I've spent my whole life here in Louisiana, and I know the moisture that's in the air and the moisture that can easily get inside of things. So I kind of look at that. It is what it is, and you have to prepare to combat that. Anyway, just a quick review for you guys. You guys can check out the bags on Amazon.com. There is also a coupon code that I'll put down below in case you're interested in buying these. You can get a little discount for watching this video. But I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for watching Paleo Hiker MD, and look forward to more gear reviews and adventures here coming up soon. Thanks.